Welcome back, Practice community members, to this month's monthly message. We are in the month of December. I know technically today is November 30th and tomorrow marks the new month, but I wanted to hop in here and give you this monthly message as soon as possible because today's message is full of powerful questions you can take to your journal, take to your own reflection points, bring into your sessions with your clients, or just sit with if it's inspiring to you. I really hope that some of you take the time and the opportunity as we head into this final month of the year to really think about what you're taking with you from 2020. Never in my personal history have I experienced, and so I'm sure none of us have, a year quite like this. And while it has taught us so much and it's given us great opportunity to pause and reflect and show up and fight and advocate, as well as go within and be insular and mindful and maintain integrity around our health and our communities, it's also had grave impact on the globe. We've all been in this dance together for the last 12 months, and we don't know what 2021 is going to bring. Many of us had put a lot of stock on 2020 as being a phenomenal year. And it's not to say that it wasn't, but it's also true to say it certainly wasn't what any of us expected or certainly anticipated. And so here is a quote for the month from Mahatma Gandhi. He said, "The future depends on what you do today." And I could not agree more. There's also a quote painted on a fence in the neighborhood where I live that says, "How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our life." And I think it goes on par with this quote, "The future depends on what you do today." I don't know what 2020 held for you. I know what it held for me, both professionally and personally and spiritually and mentally and emotionally and physically. It was quite the year in some really incredible ways and in some incredibly challenging ways. And so when I think about what's to come, the future depending on what we do with what we've learned. And I so hope that you don't let 2020 just roll on by. As we descend into winter and our final month here in 2020, I hope you aren't at the door of 2021 begging it to magically be different. Who are you leaving this behemoth of a year matters? Today, I invite you through a few powerful questions to truly sit and reflect on your 2020 and how it shaped you or reshaped you. And so this message is less of a message and more of an invitation to answer some powerful questions. Bring them into your own life practice, bring them into your coaching practice. Bring them into your conversations you're having. Ask your friends, ask your family members, ask yourself, so that we don't just roll on by. The opportunity in everything we experience is to really learn more about who we are, who we're not, and how we want to carry that forward. So the first question I invite you to ask is, what part of myself do I get to let go of because of 2020? Some of you let go of entire professional roles. Some of you let go of the ways that you did your work. Some of you let go of the way you saw yourself, on top of many other things. And so what part of myself do I get to let go of because of the events or just the experience of this year? The second question I invite you to ask is, how has 2020 shaped my view of my role as a coach? Has it changed your perspective on this work at all? I hope it has. I hope you've seen over the course of the last few months and over the course of the year that coaching is really an opportunity to maintain possibility in the future, not from wishful thinking, not from platitudes, not from bypassing, but truly taking the stuff that's churned up in the midst of transition and change, which can look a bit chaotic in the moment, but it offers up resiliency, opportunity, creativity, resolution, and a way to evolve how we do things. So how has this year shaped your role as a coach, knowing that as a coach, you're literally trained to do all of that? The next question I invite you to ask, how will I take my lessons from 2020 with me? Which means you have to name them. Truly, what are your greatest takeaways from this year, and how are you moving them with you forward? Years like this are not to be dismissed. And so I hope that you don't, again, sit at the door of 2021 and say, take it all away. No, take it with you. It needs to go with us. And last, I am grateful for 2020 because what has this year gifted you? I know for me, it gifted me a slower pace, an appreciation and a recognition for where I live, my home, the comforts of the safety of my house. It gave me a great appreciation for long walks and listening to the birds outside of my office window. It gave me great appreciation for community and the relationships I've formed over the years. And it's given me great appreciation for coming together as a country, as a community, as a attempt to restart our future, and so much more. So I hope you sit with this one as well. And then a few questions for looking forward, because we do have a new year on the horizon. Something I do every new year is I pick a word. My word for 2020 was belong. And for me, it was all about self-belonging, maintaining that connection and that reservoir of self-truth at the cusp of everything I was doing. And it truly turned out to be the right word for me. And my word for 2021 is trust, a word that I'm continuing to flesh out and understand a little bit more about. So I invite you to create your word for the year. A few other questions or prompts. My hope moving forward is I contribute to this hope by being, and I contribute to this hope by doing. What is it that you want to do in the future? So I hope this message finds you on the cusp of our winter season where we get to go within. Such an incredible time for installation, hibernation, keeping ourselves warm through both creature comforts, but also personal reflection and introspection. It's a time to slow down, and we don't get a lot of daylight this time of year. And so it becomes less about what the world sees and more about who we are continuing to cultivate from within. And we'll bring all of that back out into the world in the spring and in the summer. So as a reminder, I keep this slide in every monthly message. As a coach, you always have the opportunity in times like these to be an advocate of hope through the work that you do. And I hope that you keep that at the axes of what it is you create, however you create it and whomever you create it for. A few things coming up in this month as well as this year. We're currently enrolling for 2021's Awaken Your Life. Awaken Your Life is a 200-hour master life training program for creative change makers. If you believe coaching is a true empowerment tool that can actively move people toward choice while creating collective impact, then Awaken Your Life might be for you. We do begin in March, and registration is currently open. Early bird ends on December 31st. Everything you want to know about the program is at awakenyourlifecoach.com. And last, I hope you'll join us for December's masterclass, the last class of the year, 10 marketing containers for heart-centered coaches. If you're ready for your messaging and marketing to feel enjoyable, successful, and in line with how you show up as a coach for all of next year, then I hope you'll join us on December 15th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. You can find registration at awakenyourpractice.com/masterclass. All masterclasses are pay what you can. All right, y'all, I hope you have a wonderful December, a wonderful final month here in this radical year of 2020. If I can do anything to come alongside, support you personally or professionally, please comment below, reach out to me in the community. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you in the new year.